Welcome to the TE Spotlight, where we shine a light on the next and new authors, artists, comedians, choreographers, actors, directors, musicians, internet personalities, up-and-comer or well-established, people you need to know and people you need to know more about. This is the TE Spotlight. You've stepped into the TE Spotlight. Today we have a very special and important episode. Today, we're shining a light on the director and cast of an upcoming short film entitled In the Eyes of an Innocent Child.
In the Eyes of an Innocent Child is about bullying, but the main character is experiencing bullying herself, but she's also telling her friends' stories as well through her eyes. And we just don't talk about bullying. We're talking about mental health issues, talking about suicide, and all the other aspects that lead up to bullying.
What brought you to this project?
Well, this is a project personally to my heart because my daughter has experienced this bullying, and the main character is Kiana, where she is actually telling my daughter's story. My daughter actually handpicked this cast herself.
That's great. You sat down with your daughter and she brought this to you. Did you bring this to her? What was that like?
Well, I've been in the industry for a long time, and I know she wanted to tell her story and didn't want nobody else to go through what she's going through. So basically the characters are her friends. So she's just basically narrating their story. And I had problems far as with the school districts and social media administrations and the police department, and they didn't help me. So now I have the necessary tools to help other kids have to go through this process that my daughter went through.
Do you mind talking a little bit about what that was like for you, being a mother of a child who was being bullied and not getting the support you needed? It
was hard because you have to be strong for your daughter and for yourself, and I didn't want it to be like the typical angry black woman syndrome that everybody likes to throw around. But when it's your child, you don't have a choice. You just want somebody to actually listen to you. And it's a shame that when these kids come to these schools and go to these professionals like the principal and the counselor, you have good teachers as well, but sometimes all these kids want you to do is just listen. So if you just at least listen to them, maybe we can scratch out some of these issues.
We have the cast on, and I'd like to bring them in. Would you like to introduce them, please? Because there are so many of them. It's a little rainbow tribe we have today. I'm excited about that.
I'm going to introduce them by their first name because I always mess up their last name sometimes.
Yeah, and actually it's probably better if we just do first names for the podcast.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with my main actress, which is Kiana, and she plays Sierra. And then you have Chris, who plays Nasir. Then you have Treyana. She is a bully, and she plays... Hold on. Help me out, Treyana.
I play Tanaya.
Thank you. And I had Amaje, and she plays Tasha. And I had Sydney, that she's playing another bully, and then she is playing Brittany.
Welcome to all of you to the TE Spotlight. How are you doing today?
Good.
I'm good.
I'm doing good.
I was going to say, I'm dealing with a bunch of high school students. I know you are not this quiet usually, so just feel free to jump right on in. I want to start by talking to the bullies in the cast. What was it like playing that kind of role for you?
Well, I'm Treyana. But as of me playing the role of Tanaya, it was kind of hard and kind of like really mean because I was being mean to people that were really like innocent, and I was just really being a hater. So, I mean, it was fun, right? Because I'm not acting as myself, but it was still like not me. I didn't feel like in the right kind of state of mind, really, for real.
What did you do to prepare for the role?
I honestly was watching like Mean Girls and other TV shows. I looked up maybe books and everything to read about how bullies actually are. And I also know bullies that are in my school, so I may see in a few things.
And how do you deal with that in real life when you see it in school?
I usually tell an adult because I don't like getting in the middle of bully everything. I usually tell an adult so they can handle it. But if they don't, I usually talk to the person that's being bullied and try to like resolve the situation if they can't resolve it on their own.
And have you found that to be effective at all?
Yes.
Beautiful. And let's talk to our other bully.
Hello, it's
How
me,
are
Sydney. I play Brittany.
Both of you sound so nice to be bullies. This must be some A+ acting we're getting here, Jennifer. Like A+ acting, because they seem like the nicest people. How did you prepare, Brittany, for this role? What did you do?
I did as well watch a lot of movies like Mean Girl, and as a young child, I was as well bullied, so I had to use that experience to perform my role.
Did you find that difficult?
I did find it a little bit difficult because I am a kind of quiet person when it comes to social life and all that, so I had to really go out and be very into my role and outgoing with the role because Brittany is not quiet at all. She's kind of a chatterbox.
What do you want people to know by playing this role?
I want people to know this is a very real thing, and it does happen to a lot of children on a daily basis. Multiple kids go through things exactly like Sierra did, and it needs to be seen more and talked about more.
So let's talk to our lead.
Hi, my name's Kiana. I play Sierra.
Hello, Kiana. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Kiana, tell me, it's a narrative that you're saying, but you're saying the narratives of others. That's a lot of complicated work right there emotionally. Same question, how did you prep for this role?
I would watch movies and I would talk to people and just be like, all right, so I need to do it this way. I would look up books. I would read I need to do it this way. I need to put it out like that.
And what did you discover in doing your research and preparing for this role?
It's not easy, but if you just keep trying, like the way I did, it wasn't as hard, but it is.
Now, dealing with the bullying aspect of this, what was that like for you? Understanding it's a movie and it's, quote, pretend. You know, you're still dealing with very real emotions and very real stories by very real people. How was that for you?
To me, knowing that people have been bullied like this is really heartbreaking because I hate seeing a person getting hurt by another person.
What would you say to someone if you were to encounter a situation such as presented in the movie?
I would say keep working harder. You can outsmart them. You can do better than they ever did. Just try hard and talk to someone if it's bad.
This is going out to everyone on the call today. Have any of you, while in school, experienced bullying yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
Would you like to talk about that a little bit? And just feel free to jump in.
In school, seeing bullying and experiencing bullying, a lot of people try to do it in very sneaky ways, so sometimes it's not always super public where everybody can see, or it might not be someone swinging on you or doing something out in the open, but they might say smart comments or something that'll get to you without other people seeing it.
And so you're saying a lot of it nowadays is clandestine, where people are smiling when the teacher's around, but they're doing that mean stuff behind the teacher's back so they never get caught.
Yes, so it's way harder to, get your point across and tell the teachers what's going on because they don't see it.
So that's an interesting question, because if you can't prove it, then how do you get support?
Many people sometimes stop going to teachers, and that's the big problem, where people stop going to adults because they feel like they can't get the help they need because they're doing it behind their backs, and that's what leads to people harming themselves or getting very depressed. But I feel like you can still tell parents and you can still tell friends, where you still have a support group around you.
Thank you so much for that. Who else would like to talk about their experience?
Personally, in high school, I would say we experienced bullying at school with the present there. I believe a lot of it happened within the social media aspect of it, especially with social media. There's a lot of gossip, backlash, or talk about others in general. But it just shows how much of an issue it kind of is today, and how bullying is kind of being turned into a social media kind of, bad connotation towards it. So a lot of the bullying that I experienced has been through the internet, through social media,
And so I hear that a lot from my younger friends, and that is that a lot is going on social media in terms of this bullying and stuff like this. Even, what's this thing called? Snapchat, which, of course, you all know what Snapchat is, right? So you have Snapchat. I'm able to send you this thing, and 24 hours later, it's gone. So you don't have proof that it existed, and there's no way to download it or screenshot it or that kind of thing. How do you, any of you, get support if you're being bullied online?
Close friends are very good at being your support, who know what's going on.
But when you say support, what does that mean?
Someone who can stay by your side and help you go through it, tell you everything's going to be okay, and push you to do better.
All right, I would like to say something as far as like the social media aspect, because I've been through it. Social media has changed so much since my daughter has been bullied. So now you can actually, go to the administrators and screenshot whatever they had sent or said to you, and they would shut your page down immediately.
Yeah, there's a lot
so it's much easier now.
Yeah, the fake news that was going on and the bullying in the fake account. So they have really had to. But I want to go back to something that was said. The term help you to do better. I'm having mixed feelings about that because I hear it and I understand it. But it almost feels to me, if I'm being bullied and I'm being told that I need to do better, that almost feels like I'm being bullied on top of being bullied. I'm not the person who needs to do better. The other person who's bullying me is. So that's why when I ask about support and how you find support for these issues and how you deal with these issues, I really want to know what are some steps you're taking, some methods you're using in your day-to-day lives to either find support for yourselves or to support others.
Well, I'm going to answer that. Okay, so we have to go back to the old school of doing things, and it takes a village to raise a child. So basically, like I went back to say, that you have to actually listen to these kids. Kids have to feel comfortable to go talk to their teachers, their counselors, and they also have to start talking to their parents. Sometimes our parents are too busy sometimes to talk to our kids, but we need to start looking for key things in our children's lives, because all of a sudden, if they was a happy-go-lucky child and all of a sudden they was withdrawn, something's wrong. If you're seeing 1-800 numbers in your child's room, then that's not normal. So you have to investigate. It's not about prying into your children's lives, because you are their parent. At the end of the day, we want all our children to be safe.
I absolutely love everything you just said, Jennifer. Does anyone else want to add to that? I'd love to hear that from one of your perspectives, being in the middle of high school.
Well, being bullied and all that, I feel like like as Jennifer said, it takes a village. Also, we just need to support each other and show love to each other instead of showing hate. And if we support each other and show love to each other and make everybody feel good, then more people are happy.
But isn't it so easy at that age, right? Those are your formative years. You're learning who you are, discovering yourself, forming your identity, whatever your identity or identities happen to be. So it's really easy to be flippant, right? It's really easy to see someone come into school wearing some torn up sneakers and laugh at them. It's really easy to, look at someone who maybe tried to dye their hair at home and they messed it up and laugh and think it's crazy without knowing that may be a cry for help or a cry for attention, without knowing that the person with the torn up sneakers may be because they don't have any money in their house to go and get anything else, and they're doing the best they can. So with those types of scenarios, how do you do what you're saying? How do you support and show love when it's our first inclination a lot of times is to laugh?
And, you're 100% right. A lot of people look at people, and just because, not even because they're less fortunate, but even because they're different in any type of way, they feel like they're obligated to, make a joke out of it or laugh at it because everybody wants to be cool. Everybody wants to have an attention, has their 5 seconds of fame and have attention. But I feel like it takes one person sometimes, and there's that one. Sometimes you just need that one